In the late 2010s, the internet turned into a battlefield. Algorithms pitted creators against each other in a zero-sum war for attention. Logan Paul was a prime example of the stakes involved. After massive controversies threatened to erase his career, he needed a public redemption arc to survive the fallout. Across the Atlantic, KSI faced a different plateau. A gaming legend in his own right, he needed a mainstream bridge to move his reputation beyond the confines of a bedroom creator. Standard vlog uploads were no longer enough. To break out of their respective corners and command a global audience, they required a massive, real-world catalyst. They realized that by turning their fan bases against each other, they could weaponize that negative energy to manufacture the attention they both needed to survive. That digital rivalry eventually manifested in the physical world. A scripted online beef mutated into a sanctioned real-world boxing match. When May stepped into the ring, millions of people tuned in to watch an amateur event, but the viewers paying for the broadcast arrived as followers of the drama rather than students of boxing. Mid-fight, the realization set in. The millions watching were deeply invested in the personal controversy of the men, not the technicality of the sport. This was the birth of attention currency. In this economy, hate and tribal rivalry generate the highest possible yields of engagement. They calculated that their combined, unified reach would be significantly more valuable than their individual subscriber counts could ever be. The boxing ring served as a proof of concept. It demonstrated that they possessed a new, raw form of unmitigated media power. In a sudden pivot, the bitter enemies became equal business partners. They engineered a beverage called Prime to act as the physical vessel for their newly combined audience power. The strategy bypassed traditional marketing entirely. Instead of selling hydration, they sold exclusive internet status. They exploited a core rule of social pressure. If you create the impression that a product is universally desired, the crowd will follow without any direct instruction. For Gen Z, holding a Prime bottle in public signaled membership in an exclusive cultural club. It was a tangible badge of digital relevance. Prime launched as liquid clout, a status symbol designed to exploit the human drive to belong to a tribe. To amplify that drive, they utilized manufactured scarcity. Limiting the physical supply of the drink intentionally forced its cultural value to skyrocket. This created immediate, real-world chaos. Massive fan mobilizations followed delivery trucks, leaving retail shelves empty within minutes of being stocked. A massive secondary market emerged, where resellers successfully charged up to £100 for a single bottle of the drink. The economic logic was simple. By artificially capping the supply volume, they caused an exponential spike in consumer demand. Eventually, demand detached from the product's actual utility. People weren't paying for the liquid, they were paying for the scarcity itself. This scarcity hijacked the brain's pleasure signals. Finding a bottle in a store became a high-stakes, addictive treasure hunt. By hacking basic economic principles and human dopamine triggers, two YouTubers manipulated global demand better than century-old beverage conglomerates. Fleeting hype quickly turned into mainstream dominance as the brand began beating legacy giants in the cultural zeitgeist. That influence led to UFC sponsorships and official partnerships with some of the largest football clubs in Europe. The financial data validated the experiment. Within 2 years, the brand reached $1.2 billion in sales. Logan and KSI had successfully bypassed traditional gatekeepers, transforming themselves into modern-day media emperors with absolute power over their domain. But the same viral momentum that builds internet empires is mathematically guaranteed to destabilize them. Attention is notoriously fickle. Hype without deep, stabilizing infrastructure is incredibly fragile, and when the crowd moves on, the fall is rapid. Standing at the absolute peak of a hype cycle is a precarious position. It is the exact moment right before gravity takes hold. The faster you rise on the back of internet chaos, the more devastating the inevitable collision with reality will be.